Mobile stores are filled to the brim with cheap knockoffs and clones of popular games. A quick glance at the App Store will likely reveal at least one game trying to pass itself off as something that it's not. You get clones, you get rip-offs, but very rarely do you get somebody's actual full game.
After spending almost 7 years in development, Cuphead finally released for PC and Xbox this September to critical acclaim and sales totaling in the millions. The game was praised by critics and fans for its art style, jazzy soundtrack and old school gameplay, but one thing stopping gamers from playing it was of course that PC and Xbox exclusivity, which meant some people were simply unable to experience the game for themselves. However, developer Studio MDHR did announce they were thinking about bringing the game to other platforms, and further releases of the game were on the cards. But it did still come as a bit of a shock for some people when they spotted what looked like Cuphead on the iOS App Store for the meager price of $4.99 just a few days ago.
It was a pretty convincing listing, and it even sparked articles online about the game's surprise release on Apple's mobile storefront. All of the screenshots looked very much like Cuphead, and the developer was listed as the game's actual creator, Studio MDHR Entertainment. But as it turned out, Cuphead is not officially on iOS. The whole page was a scam. The first hint came from a fan in Germany who posted a screenshot of an email from Ryan Moldenhauer, co-founder of Studio MDHR and co-director of Cuphead, saying simply, quote, "This is 100% a scam. Cuphead is not available on iOS." Not long after that, the official Studio MDHR Twitter account informed everyone the Cuphead listed on the App Store was a fraud and that they were looking to remove the fake app as soon as possible. The studio also issued a statement to Polygon saying, quote, "We constantly find Cuphead ripoffs on the iOS storefront, but this is the first time someone has tried to directly sign up under our actual company name and sell a fraudulent version of our game."
So this basically was the whole of Cuphead. This was like poor, pretty much.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a very good one. But they had put work in there. I mean, they put work into like a fake website that was kind of convincing. All the ingredients were there. The developer was listed as the right developer, so they'd actually managed to get registered on the App Store and submitted a game under the name Studio MDHR without being Studio MDHR. Now, how that is possible is absolutely crazy. But the fact that it was done, the fact that someone thought, that's cool, I'll just take that game and put it on the App Store and make some money.
Yeah.
And that they were able to do that for a little while is pretty nuts.
For a fake version of a game, it's as authentic as you get, really. Like Mike said, a port of the game. It's, by all appearances, it looks exactly the same if you're just glancing, and that's the point of it, right? People are supposed to be duped into buying this version of the game, thinking that it is an officially released title from Cuphead. They put the effort in, Mike. I mean, for scammers, they're not not 2-bit scammers. They're proper, fully.
They are kind of 2-bit because some people fired it up and played it and realised that the fucking buttons weren't on the screen because the prompts to skip the cutscenes or whatever weren't on the screen. So
well, they've given away the money at that point, so that's all they've got to do. They've just got to convince to get the money.
Yeah. So why and how the hell did Apple let this slip through onto the iOS store? Well, nobody is actually quite sure, but a quick search revealed the listed developer is fake and their almost convincing website is hosted in Hungary. The registered owner of the website is Sheridan's Limited, and they have pulled this kind of thing before apparently with a fake version of Gang Beasts, which they also put on the App Store. UK iOS developer Benjamin Mayo also said the support website on the game's App Store listing is a fake, adding, quote, "The person behind Cuphead is a repeat offender. I looked up the domain and found 2 more cloned websites of other games touting not legit iOS ports. People who actually tried the game say it's basically unplayable because of the touchscreen controls, with cutscenes actually being unskippable because the buttons don't actually do anything. The Cuphead imposter didn't last long either. The App Store listing has been taken down and the page is no longer accessible." Rip-offs, like we said in the intro, the rip-offs are not new on the iOS store or the Android store, just the same. There's clones, rip-offs all over the place. But how often do you actually get like someone's full game? So a full version of Cuphead that has just been stolen and re-uploaded and whatever, edited and ported and done whatever they can to kind of get it to work. They've done that with someone's full game. They've actually stolen the game. Cloning something is one thing, but actually just stealing it is another.
You're surprised by the fact that they did get passed on to the Apple iOS store because they've got checks and balances on there, right? They check all the apps to make sure that they work and fully work in order. That's probably why they put so much effort into it, so that it was a fully working game. You'd expect them to catch this because, like you said, they don't just let any old shit on the iOS store. You'd expect them to have got this. So that's one of the biggest surprises. The other thing that's remarkable for me is how How do you guard against this as a consumer? There's absolutely no way to tell the difference if you're just glancing at the app. There's no way to know that this is just a fake version. You'd have to put some research in. By all appearances, it looked like the real deal. And now you've bought the game and you find out it's not. How do you stop against that? I don't see that as a way.
I mean, it's been a problem for ages. Like internally in the App Store, so a game will come out called War Game, and then there'll be a clone called War Games, and then Game Wars and and they'll just kind of, that is such a huge problem on iOS and on Android that it's kind of no surprise in some sense that it's actually leaked outside of that now to someone just seeing a game like Cuphead and going, I'll just put a game called Cuphead on the iOS store with the same developer name. Apple has got to issue some refunds now because people did buy it because we know there's gameplay impressions floating around on the internet. Well, impressions, but you know what I mean. And from what I can gather as well, the actual fake website that they had, the studio MDHR whatever.com, that's been taken down as well. That's no longer accessible. So they have been shut down. But this did happen. This was an actual real thing.
So there you have it. Have you ever been duped by some false software or game in the past? Let us know down in the comments below. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here, check out some more of our content on the screen there, support us on Patreon if you're awesome. We will see you again in the next video. Bye for now.